Really did try to be on time today, but I didn't remember my password for Ustream. There you are. Didn't remember the password for Ustream, and I just had to try a few different variations. As passwords are things that are becoming increasingly a problem. I don't want to keep using the same one. That's the thing. So I've tried a few different variations around the same ones. In other words, I can probably get by doing capital Esperanto and all that. But anyway, enough about that. Now, my friend Tack was a bit disappointed that when I was telling the story about, I think it's Friday night, we went to see Men in Black. Actually, that was not the end of the night at all. And afterwards, we boarded the great adventurous train of doing stuff maybe outside of your comfort zone. I was fine. Some other people were a little bit nervous, but we took a journey outside the cinema, down the river towards Tovel, crossed the Tovel Bridge, and then we carried on to the right, and we walked through the woods. It was very dark. We only had the lights from our mobile phones to guide us, and we finally made it to a camp where there were some students there, and the fire and booze and conversations, and it was really good. I had a really good conversation with a guy called Liam about reality TV and the rise of it, and what predated it, and how it's affecting things now, and it was cool. And that was that. Yesterday I didn't do a show because I was at my auntie's, Auntie Beryl's, and had a lovely family picnic there, which was good. So today I think I'm probably going to start with a bit of wisdom, like this is it, this is the cruncher. I'm only going to say this once in any of my shows. Mind you, I said lots of things I'm going to do, so I probably will. It's such an amazing day out there today. I've been spending a bit of time in the garden, actually, trying to make way for the pinball machine that I've got, and that's going to be finding a good home with the pinball guys down at Ramsgate. Rather than flog it on eBay for a few £100 and never seeing it again, I've decided that's an object I want to hopefully reacquaint myself with, but I can't get it fixed. I just can't go through all that. I haven't got room in the house, so I'm giving it to them. They're going to pick it up, go away. Hopefully Bally, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, will live again. Not only that, but I might have a free go on it. They'll probably charge me for the second go, but they might give me one free go. Now the music today is going to be supplied. Okay, that's enough of my ugly face. Here we go. Right, my ugly top of my face anyway. The music today is going to be supplied by this. I don't have any batteries in it at the moment. Now, there are these wonderful things you can get off eBay, which are kind of like battery sleeves. Do you remember that little beauty there from the other day? Anyway, so I'm just going to show you what I mean by a battery sleeve. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it? Never mind. They're these. Now, what you do is, do you see? Tiny little AA. Now, some of these rechargeable AA's now have got a lot of power anyway. So instead of having lots of different sizes of battery, you see, you just buy these. Very, very reasonable on eBay. I think I might get some more actually. Who knows? Maybe I'll buy loads and I'll sell them for a massive markup when I've got this company sorted. Right. Now, have we got enough? That's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have. So, batteries. I do have a lot of. You see, that one's a rechargeable one. I'm a bit of a state of my batteries at the moment, but I'm finally getting them all together, either to recycle or to still use, because I've got one of the things I got recently is a battery checker. All these things, I think, basic things that I should always have. So they're gonna slot nicely in here. Sorry. Now, slight problem. Right, we're going to go on a hunt for a battery. I should have one around here somewhere. I'm just going to pull these wonderful curtains back a bit more, let a bit more light in. Whoa! Ooh, he said stumbling and falling. Could have stumbled and fell into that. And there's one. See what I mean? That one I can add to the collection. Now hopefully they would have retained enough charge. You're dying to have that word of wisdom, aren't you? I'm going to save that, but I might even forget, because I'm going to try and do lots of stuff before that. Here we go. Now this, just hearing that sound, makes me happy. Because I had so much fun with this keyboard back in the day. It's got a load of different voices, a load of different rhythms. Bluegrass is my favourite. Let's find that. So you have to, if I remember rightly, voice and style. So if I do style, and then I've got to type a number now. Oh, there's the numbers, of course. So style bluegrass, style 34. We're all set up. We'll start the accompaniment going. And melody. Oh, sorry, I'll show you that. Oh, auto chord. You've even got a little pitch bend here. I'll show you how that works. Can't really get the big angle of. Just you see where I need my. Oh, I'll get there. Vibrato, sustain, portamento. This one's great. It was. Can you hear that? It tunes up. Sorry about shaking hands. It's on the side as well, isn't it? What use is that? You sometimes forget holding cameras. Oh. What we'll do is we'll put the demo tune on now. That would be our accompaniment. This was actually brought out at a SSBC Christmas party where the band, very famous band Strangefish played. And right at the end I just brought this out, plugged it into the system. This is a great version. And you can still use this. Let's do portamento. See? Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, right. Whew. I've been having a little sort out with some of the drawers here. Not going to go into that. Nothing too exciting. Whew. Worn out actually. Been very, very lip sync. Can you hear me? Right. Oh, just top of the head again. Now. Come with me, guitar. I've got. You can actually use a real guitar strap on these. Just a bit of sunlight while I just. Oh. No, I'm going to go in the other room. I'm not going to go outside. I'm a bit worried neighbours will hear me and think I'm going nuts again. Oh yeah, Howard's chair. It's perfect. Let's just show you the view. I've got the room still in a state of decoration. Okay, now when I was working at Nickelodeon, I was incredibly. I thought I was being professional when I first started, anyway. And nothing made me happier than. Doing a good day's work, doing as many checks as I could, and sometimes I get quite stressed and finicky because I would really take it seriously. You know, I mean, then it was still days where there was a lot of manual stuff going on in transmission, so you really had to be on the ball, not like now. And anyway, there were a couple of other people that were kind of the same, a few people who weren't, and that wasn't a problem. But there was one guy, an Australian freelancer, who we just rubbed each other up the wrong way because he was. I'm not going to diss him because he's actually a really good pal now, but I found we had a massive personality clash which culminated in me losing the plot and screaming at him because of a program that had been put in the system and supposedly checked went to air with Bars and Tone. Now this was the launch of a brand new programme, and they'd been hyping it for months. And so the very first episode, once the presenters introduced it, went to air with Bars and Tone, and I just freaked. I absolutely freaked. And anyway, there were a few other people got involved and all this, and then, you know, I just couldn't resolve it. Anyway, I sort of spoke to him and said, I just can't believe it. And he said, John, come on, because we all know it's only TV. Everyone in transmission knows that. But this was a really bad moment for me. And he said, come on, John, mate. No one on their deathbed wishes they'd worked harder. And I was like, whoa, hang on a second. I think you got something there. And then I started to think, when you're on your deathbed, what will you be thinking about? Okay, I was thinking, well, you probably want to spend more time with your friends. Maybe you wish you'd sort of treated your partner with a bit more respect and stuff like that. Oh, there's possibly a parcel arriving for me now. Quite excited about that. I also, you know, maybe you'd see more of the planet. Kind of, I don't know, had a more exciting life. But you're never going to wish you'd worked harder. Even workaholics, I'm sure on their deathbed, they're just going to go like, oh, I've wasted my life. And like the comic book guy, you know, he said that. But I think having a passion for things like comics and sci-fi, all that stuff, I'm okay with. Absolutely okay with. I think that's not a waste of a life, really. But I don't know, if it's at the expense of having friends and lovers and the odd adventure, then maybe. So where am I going with this? Right, so that's fine. So then my whole attitude to work changed, and I decided I was going to relax, and I wasn't going to do all the millions of checks that I did, and I was certainly not going to get upset if someone didn't do their job properly, because that's not my problem. I can't take responsibility for other people's work. And being on the ground level, not being a supervisor, you can just raise up your hands and just shrug and just go, oh, I don't know, I didn't do it. In fact, I didn't do it. That gets you into trouble as well, because you still get that snitch mentality. Oh, you told on me. I said, well, I didn't. They guessed it was you, and I just confirmed the fact it was you. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, knives in the back. Anyway, they're getting quite ranty now. Right, so there we are. So you're never going to wish on your deathbed you worked harder. Now, more recently, and I'm saying this because I'm not working now, you see, I'm looking at other parts of my life, and I'm sort of starting to think really bad things. Like, you could say that about TV programmes, couldn't you? You could say, on my deathbed, I'm never going to have wished I'd watched more TV, or that I'd watched, or I'd bought the box set of Lost and watched it from beginning to end, which I really would like to do when I'm retired and got nothing better to do. But, you know, there's things like that, maybe not. Then it's moved on, like, you're never going to wish you'd watched every film made by Ridley Scott. And all those things, you know, you're going to actually die wishing you'd watched more movies, you're going to play more computer games. That's a very big one. Now, computer games, I've actually got a handle on those now. And that's partly because of I don't want to have played all the Final Fantasy games through from beginning to end. Sorry, but that's not me anymore. Okay. So that's it. So I guess all I can say is, think about yourself on your deathbed. Possibly you'll die in bed. I don't know. I don't know where you're going to die. I know you will die. But just think about when you're there, what are you going to regret not having done? And start it. So for me now, I don't know, it's very strange. The house, dying, regretting never having done my house up would be a real kicker, because that's kind of the big thing on the list. And so I've got to not get distracted. Getting this blooming iPod Touch, not great in some ways, because I've got it to be all the creative side of it's fantastic. I might even grow to love Instagram, which I particularly hate at the moment, but I'm playing around with taking particularly bad photographs on it, and then Instagramming them, and then seeing if people like them. And but no, I shouldn't gloat about it. Because I want people to like them, and I want to like taking some of the worst pictures I possibly can, Instagramming them, and it could become a whole
whole body of work, we say in the art world. So, the big thing, okay, films. Now I do like watching films, I will always like watching films, I'm sure. Problem is, I don't like watching films over and over again now. I'd like to think I could see a film once, maybe twice. There's certain films like The Prestige that if I find out someone hasn't seen The Prestige, I'll actually sit them down and I'll watch The Prestige with them, because I just like being along for the ride as they go, ooh, ah, you know, and I still feel that the stuff I see, every time I watch it, there's little things I notice, and I'm not going to say anything more about that. So let's go and have a quick look at the films I've got, and why do I have them if I'm not going to watch them more than once or twice, because films have been a large part of the expenditure during my life. Of course now, most of them are available for free via various illegal sources, but I still get the odd one, I still pay in my respects. So the first collection of films, a lot of them went off to Tapescape. Actually, if I just turn the lights on in here. It's great, isn't it? He said, crunching the door into it. VHSs. Okay. Now I think this may well have been one of my first VHSs that I bought when I went to college. Poster in the video shop that interested me. Obviously I've been recording all sorts of stuff off the telly, but we're down. These are just the only ones I've got left now. Plus all the covers I saved from when I was at Tapescape, you see. I saved the cover art because to me that's probably the best bit now. So we got a few things, like some stuff I picked up from charity shop, like Trevor and Simon's Other Stupid Video, Shooting Stars, the stuff there that you're never going to get on DVD. There's Patterson Saves the World. I'm saving that for a very personal reason. Death Race 2000. Now that's actually a really bad copy, and it's sort of been made so badly there's even a jump in it, and then it's repeats slightly. I just like it having it for that reason. Right. Now, so from the VHSs, we moved quite quickly into these, which are the laser discs, which you may have seen on a previous episode. I've just picked up a couple more for someone who was getting rid of them. Now these are very beautiful objects. Oh, I think the demo might have ended. Oh no, it's going to keep going. So there we go. The Bride with the White Hair. Very, very good movie. Inside it, for some reason, is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Another very, very good movie. I don't know why that was inside. But I got 2 copies of that because the company that sent it to me sent me 2 copies by mistake. And that probably gave me a bit of bad karma or whatever. But I kept them both, didn't tell them then what it had done. So there we are, that's what a Laserdisc looks like. Don't they look great? That's good, the song's repeated. Whoa. It's beautiful. So yeah, they only record about, depending on the format, they're about 50 minutes on each side. So you actually have to flip them over to see the rest. I've been through all that before, eh? There's the VIC-20 stuff, still here from the previous shows, although it's back up in its rightful place upstairs. So from Laserdisc, bearing in mind some of them cost £30–40 each, the most expensive one being the Star Wars, £180. We all know that because everyone's been watching every single show. We moved to CD. No, I'm not going to do CDI. I got that. It's all CD video, as it became known. So DVDs. So I've still got all my DVDs. They don't actually look to be. It doesn't look like there's that many of them. I mean, I could have bought a lot more, but then again, I felt my fingers have been burnt so much by spending literally thousands on Laserdiscs. I wouldn't buy into them too much. And then wonderful things started happening, like Blockbusters would do like 4 for £10, and then I'd just really go for it. You know, I'd get 4 all together, and then of course Amazon and Play started doing these amazing deals as well. So I'd sort of certainly get the odd box set. Oh, in fact, there are a few more down there. Quite a lot of box sets of 80s shows, things that I like. And then from DVD came along Blu-ray. Now, no, actually, it came along HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. So, my HD DVD player is blown up, as you may have been made aware of, through an incident at Tapescape before I got there to sort it out. But I haven't got many of those at all. So there we are, Mr. Lurk. I don't feel too guilty. There's only a few there. The one that I'm a bit miffed off, I'm going to have to buy again on Blu-ray, possibly or possibly not. I've seen it loads of times. Big Lebowski. If you haven't seen that, missing out. The thing that actually got with the HD DVD player, which I got in New York, which is the reason I got it. I bought this. You see, I think it was maybe $200. Yeah, I think it's $200 for that, and then you got the HD DVD player thrown in for free, which was nice. These are the Blu-rays, so there's not many there at all. Again, because I'm not going to get my fingers burnt. So there it is. Prestige. Obviously, there wasn't any mail for me. I was hoping that's going to be a power supply for my crap book. Coming on down, we've got a little bit of art here. My friend Dan Martin. I would say friend, but I haven't seen him for blooming ages. I don't know. He's even signed it. Anyway, not here to talk about art. And there we are, a few more DVDs, animes and stuff I still get now. Alright, I don't know how I can finish this show on an up. I will be composing some music sooner or later. I will just play around with it. Nail's a bit dirty, sorry about that, folks. I think it's when I was at in the middle of the woods, I started picking at bark. I do play with leaves and bark and all sorts of stuff when I'm in the wilderness. And unfortunately, I got a load of dirt really deep underneath that nail, so I have to give that a good clean sooner or later. So I'll just leave you with that message. Okay, think about it. No one on their deathbed wishes they'd worked harder. That's the most important one, and then from there, it's up to you where you take that wisdom. No one on their deathbed wishes they'd watched more porn. You see, you just take something, take it out there. Are you going to wish you'd watched more porn on your deathbed? Personally, not me. See you later.